Okay, is it live? Okay, I'm not using StreamYard today, so okay. YouTube Live is something that I'm not used to, so okay. Anyway, hey guys, how's it going? It's Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? Sorry, man, my hair is all like. Okay. Do I look good enough? I don't like that light. Wait. Okay. So I can't actually show you the comments anymore, or how does it work? 채널에違う. Okay. So I was using StreamYard, but the expense of the, so what you call the fee for StreamYard, the service that I was using for streaming, it's actually expensive, and I realized that I'm paying more than I gain through the live stream, which doesn't make sense, because I had to pay for the a storage as well, because I was streaming way too much, and so I stopped. It's so ridiculous when you think about it. It was good for a while, and recently I had to pay extra for the storage and so forth. I don't know how it works, but oh wait, the microphone is unplugged. Wait, how's that sound? Did it change? Sorry, I am not used to this. Oh wait, what? Okay. So sorry. So I can't show you the comments anymore because I'm using just ordinary YouTube. I hope it's working all right. Where's my phone? Here it is. Okay. Can I check for a little bit just to see? Sorry. Live. Why can't I? Okay. That's how it looks. Okay. So, how are you guys? Sorry, I can't put the comments like I used to. If there's any service, a good service, to live stream, hopefully in multiple channels, let me know if there's such a service. Hello, Yoko-san. What do you think are the top 3 challenges Japan is facing at the moment? 3? China, Russia, North Korea. Not that way. National security. If it's a topic-wise, it's probably the challenges we have is the economy. We are in recession. We've been in recession for over 3 decades, I think. And so economy, and the next is birth rate. And the third, I think, is the preparation for AI. AI is a new thing. It can be like a threat as well. So I have another question. I was reading some articles saying that Japan is a liberal democracy. Is that true? We have democracy, but it only works with our tenno, tenno, as in emperor in English. So our national diet doesn't begin without him, I think. It's tied with our political field. So it's democracy, yes, but tenno has, our emperor has to be there as well. But it's a democracy because we vote and pick our leaders by ourselves. And it's not like our Tenno emperor is dictating, if you know what I mean. Can I change this to... I changed the setting of my laptop a little bit to save the battery, and I think it's diminishing the light. Let me see. Let me... Okay. This should brighten. Okay. Oh, hello, John. Thank you for coming. You came to my gaming live stream yesterday as well. Thank you so much. Did I get here just in time? Yes. Bro says so early. Thank you. I tried. It's still late though. But yeah, my husband is out, I think. Before I came here, I spilled water. Like, I have a glass of water here. And this is what happened. I don't know if you can. It's drying well, I think. Like, it's wet. Everything got wet. Let me check your comments first. We could still hear you though. Okay, volume is okay. I think other streamers talk about Ecamm as alternative to StreamYard. Ecamm, such a service is there? Ecamm? Oh, I guess this is it. Ecamm Live, powerful live streaming platform for Mac. Cool. I'll check that out later. Thank you. I will take a picture of this so that it's like I'm taking a picture of you all. Thank you. Hey, Yoko. Hey, genki desu. Good. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. How are you? How is everyone? Oh, hello, Nate. Yoko looks elegant as always. Thank you. I don't like my hair. I want to go to the haircut place, like beauty salon thing. Where's some? It's like I need to straighten my hair. It's like, and I see my gray hair as well. Yoko, foreigners and the WHO are two other issues. Foreigners and WHO, and the WHO, WHO, you mean, are two other issues. Foreigners aren't really our issue. Like like foreigner issues in Japan is something that foreigners are making up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not our issue. I mean, it could be, but we are taking care of it. So, like, Japan's standards about foreigners are different from Western standards. Like, Western societies, they have weird rules, and so like they are now changing it, right? Like in Europe, now the so-called right-wing parties are they're getting stronger and stronger in France and Italy and where is it elsewhere. And so that's actually one of the topics that I wanted to talk about because right now we are having a G7, or did it just end? In Italy, they had a G7 summit, which is a great thing. And it's great because it was pointed out in the newspaper here as well. But this is the second time with the same faces of the leaders, right? Like the last time it was in Hiroshima, and there were the same people, like same leaders. So it's the second time with the same members gathering together. So like things went smoothly, right? And they are adapting what was decided the last time as well. Like they're expanding, based on what they talked about in the past. So it's good. But the weird part is that the next time will be with different people, different leaders. Japan's Kishida, unless he, creates a situation for us to revise our constitution. If he doesn't do that, then his support rate is declining massively, just like the other leaders. So there's no need for him to stay in the position. So like his leader as a Liberal Democratic Party, LDP's party leader position will be, it will expire in this September. So after that, there will be a new leader in that case. And Biden will most likely replaced with Trump, right? So Japan, America, and France, Macron is about to have, dissolve the Congress or whatever that you have, right? So they're going to have election, and the UK, they have an election as well, and the leader will be replaced as well. Modi might survive. I don't know about Indian situation. Canada, I don't know, but so like different members. So but that good part is though that as far as what I read, they are making agreement to sustainably, like they will continuously support Ukraine and so on. So that's, for me, that's a good thing. For you don't like supporting Ukraine for some reason. So yeah. But it's interesting how this is today's newspaper, and they're talking about, I spilled some water so it doesn't look beautiful today. But they have, this is on the 8th page, but see, there's a picture, G7 summit, and then they have this is the joint agreement of the summit, and they explain about Ukraine, the Middle East situation, in the Pacific Ocean, and nuclear weapons, AI, cybersecurity, and blah, 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 trade, and that sort of things. And then on the other side of that page, on the 9th page, we see Europe, America, cautious about Trump. It's about Trump. Ukraine, long period of support decided. See, that's Biden's face. So you see here, right? And by the way, every day it's about G7. So this is Saturday, G7. You can see G7, right, on the front page. They're talking about the confirming the strengthening pressure against China and North Korea, and talking about Indo-Pacific thing. So that's good to see that they have the same, free and open Indo-Pacific strategy. And this is from Thursday, G7, right? Just talking about what kind of thing, or like microchips and so on, like important materials, and to make sure that we have the supplies. So every day they are talking about it, but inside, was it yesterday? I haven't really reading the newspaper. I should. But the thing about G7 summit and everything else, when there's a global event, you have to wait for the results of the meeting. So, so it's good to see that G7, resisting to China. And they're talking about Ukraine, actually, because China is supporting Russia. And so, of course, they want to talk about China, right? Because they are fueling Russia. So they're talking about it. So that's good. what was interesting was about the solar panel. I didn't really think about it before, but so what's happening is with the solar panels that China creates, it's the companies in China are receiving money, like aid, support. They support from the Chinese government, and so they can create. So then, with that money from the government, they can produce a lot of solar panels. But then that means that there are lots of supplies, and they actually exceed the demand. So then what happens is that they can then downgrade the prices. So for other countries, that want to export, that competition becomes easier for China. So they talked about it as well. And then what I wanted to show is, again, Trump. See, Trump again, right? Trump. So he is staging the, what you call Yuba in this way. I don't know how to say that. Harmony, appeasement, blending. It's hard to. And anyway, that Trump talked to both senator and what's the other word? He went to the Congress after, it's the first time that he went there after the January 6th. So that's interesting. But yeah, they're talking about Trump here. And the next day we're talking about Trump again. So it's like Trump. And we can't ignore. Anyway, super chat. Thank you so much for super chat. Even if Trump negotiates the best possible ceasefire deal in Ukraine's favor, the corporate media will still complain about it because prolonging the war is good business for the military and industrial complex. Yeah, I think so. It's hard to tell now, though, for me. I understand all the discussions about military industrial complex. But it's something that, at least from the Japanese perspective, I wish that my country had that. It's actually boosting your economy in your country and your status in the global stage. That's one aspect that I need to just point out, because Americans take it for granted, and you even want to let go of it. But it's something that, for example, Japan, we want to have that sort of income. And, because there's the demand, your technology gets, it keeps developing. For us, it's so hard because there are no demands, and we have to, advance without the actual needs. It's so hard, But because you keep engaging in wars worldwide, there the need to, necessity to advance your technology to be better than other countries. And there's a competition, and you actually do it, and you keep better. You keep going and going, So the levels get higher and higher. And meanwhile, Japan, my country, is just staying at the same place, even though our companies, of course, our big corporations, that like Mitsubishi or Toshiba. Toshiba is small. What's that word? It's Mitsubishi, right? When it comes to they try to make a fighter jet. It didn't work out though. But anyway, we have our own companies, but it doesn't work out too. So I don't know. It's cool though that you have that. The problem, I think, is that you're engaging it, and it's I think that it's not really about not in whether to engage in wars all the problems in the world. It's not about whether engaging in them or not. It's about how to deliver the policies and so on, balancing out with the domestic politics. The American people, not everybody is having an easy life. Economically, there are people that are having a hard time, and you have to take care of them. So there's a balance, I think. So like as long as it's taken care of, the border crisis and so on too included that. So it's I don't know. I just have a different perspective, to be honest. And you have to be strong too. America has to be strong too. Like I don't actually know what conservative people in the US want, because right now China is eager to take your place in the world. The world is literally divided into half, or rather the numbers of the countries that are on your side is smaller compared to China and Russia side, because they take in all the small islands and nations as well. And that's why we keep hearing about global south nowadays, because China is very passionate about taking in all the countries, even if they are small. But it works because it's we decide things in a democratic way, when we gather internationally at the UN and everything, that we have to vote, right? So and the problem that I see, though, now I read somewhere, was it today's newspaper, or like Putin is trying to, like, he's planning, wait, what was it? Like he said, Putin is saying that he is, he's gonna agree with what you call like a peace agreement. Like he's trying to prepare that, but if you listen to what he's actually saying, it's like just telling Ukraine to surrender, basically. What's that? I can't find it. I don't remember where I read it, but yeah. So, and I think that everybody wants to end the war, even Ukraine included. But the problem that I see is that in what way? Trump says that he can end this war in 24 hours. That's cool. We will all want that. However, in what way to make all the victims and sacrifices, like, are they gonna go in vain? All the money, blood money, like our money included, are we gonna just discard it? And it's such a difficult thing. But I'm not criticizing Trump because of Trump, just like you see in newspapers, right? Like Trump. And what this is actually saying is that G7 is preparing for when Trump is elected. And Trump is, what he's actually saying, is that, European countries have to pay more, right? That's the fundamental message that Trump is sending. So even Trump, I think that he's a dealer. So like he makes deals, and also like he's such a business-minded person. So he knows how to fight. I don't know about the continuous debate about the military-industrial complex. But at least for Trump, what I know is that he just is trying to shake the European countries to pay more, because America is engaging so much that it's not balanced well, right? It's crazy though for Japan, by the way. Japan is so far away from Europe, and we are engaging so much too. But it's interesting though is that as I said, like the war in Ukraine, this is terrible. But at the same time, though, through this, the free world, like even though the enemies are, they are cooperating as well. Like North Korea and Russia are becoming closer and closer, and it's like it's a win-win situation for Russia and North Korea. But just like that, on our side as well. Now Japan, like we have been in this so-called post-war regime of the World War II. And we've had the same like very self-torturing system, national system for decades. But because of this war, now there's the necessity. Actually, America is telling us to get military like stronger, because they like America can't, as you know, like America can't, do everything by themselves anymore. So they are dependent when it comes to Asia, or even like Ukraine too. Like America is actually dependent, and through that, what happened was the good example is the fighter jet situation. Now we are, as you may know, or I have talked about it too, but we are developing, like we are making this new fighter jet with Italy and the UK. And back in the day, if this was back in the day when the US was strong, I don't think that they would allow this to happen, because everything has to be with America to make money for America. And and America always wants to take control of things. But today, America is like, just do it, So that's good, for us. Of course, the US is the biggest alliance, and it's very meaningful. But at the same time, we want to, do well with other countries as well. When we have like mutual projects, when we work on projects together, then our diplomacy becomes better, and also like we can't become enemies anymore because we work on the same thing, right? And then there are lots of secrets and everything, and trust and everything, and so like through that project we are getting closer. So that's a good thing, and things like that keep happening, like just through all this. Like it's tragic for Ukraine, but they are actually bringing us closer. So I can't thank them enough for keep fighting. You know what I mean? Because this is preparing for when Japan tries to get militarily prepared for all kinds of emergency, whether it's with China or Russia or North Korea. We always, fundamentally though, we are preparing for the emergency in Taiwan or Senkaku area, with China. But we don't say it out loud because we don't want to create a tension between Japan and China relation. So we always use North Korea. Oh, North Korea is launching missiles. So like in order to protect ourselves from North Korean threats, let's do this and do that militarily. But in reality, we are doing that to prepare for China's military expansion. So same for Ukraine. Like Ukraine situation is horrible, but in order to do that, like it helps them too, though. Just so you know. But now we have a better like cooperating system with the US too, that we can send them weapons, and then they will send them to Ukraine for us, for example. So anyway. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much. Hello, and as always, Ohio. Thank you so much. It makes me happy. Thank you. Let's see. I keep rambling, but thank you so much for your comments. Let's see. Oh, Ecam spell. You take a pic of us. I guess I did. This just popped in my head. Yoko, have you ever listened to or seen Abbott and Tell us who's on first. No, never heard of it. Good morning from New Orleans, Yoko. Hello. It is officially hurricane panic mode season down here now. Oh no. With record high temperature in Atlantic Ocean. Oh, true. And Gulf of Mexico, this should be a fun summer. That's so true. For us, it's typhoon. But yeah, it happens. It's so weird that it is extremely, as for for Japan, it's extremely hot here. Like it's only June and we are getting like over 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know in Fahrenheit, but over 30 degrees. Never happens in June because in June we are supposed to have rains, lots of rain. But as for my area, it hasn't still been in rainy season yet. And it's weird because usually it gets really hot after the rainy season, but it's hot first and then we are diving into the rainy season soon. So weird. Like, yeah. At least I'm a summer girl, so, or a woman, I should say. So I'm feeling good, but yeah. Anyway. Asian Americans for Trump. Yes. It feels like even the US media think Trump will win and they are already saying his pick for vice president and not the running mate. Oh, true. That's true. Huh. Interesting about pick for vice president. I saw that. I screenshotted that before, right? Like last week, I think. No. Right. It does say Trump VP's takes. This is it, right? Like I showed you last week too. Did I say last year? But yeah. Cool. Corruption. Today's oh yeah, I keep clicking because I'm in the habit of clicking the comments. Today's Father's Day here in the US. Does Japan celebrate Father's Days? Yes, we do. I personally don't because I'm more of a birthday type of person, and plus I talk to my parents on a daily basis through messaging app. So, but yeah. People do that, and Japan is the kind of country that takes advantage of anything to boost our like business or merchandise opportunities. Like we have Father's Day, Mother's Day. We celebrate even Easter. Easter, I know that it's big for like Christian countries, but as for here, we are not Christian, and it was not very well known, like what Easter is. But now, like we see eggs and so on, or at least like decorations and so on. So like oh, it's Easter, let's celebrate, and there are lots of goods or even like unrelated stuff. They just put it so that people feel like, oh, it's a festival time or whatever. And so like Halloween too is growing way too big. Valentine's Day, and also we have after Valentine's Day in a month we have created White Day. White Day. So on Valentine's Day, females give chocolate because it's a business thing. Chocolate to boys, and it's a feminism thing as well. The girls tell boys that they have a crush on them, and it's the kind of day. It's different from other countries, but yeah, it's a romantic thing. And then in a month, then guys have to pay them back. Basically, that they give some kind of gift back to them. So probably like in Valentine's Day, it's chocolate. On White Day, it's cookies and so on. So yeah, that too. Anyway, freedom is not free. Yeah, that's something that I keep hearing. We need to fix things so people can afford to live when working a job and able to open business. Also, can we adapt Japan's medical system? Yeah, I think my husband is somewhere. I heard some voice. Medical system, you mean like insurance system? Yeah, I'm fortunate to. I feel fortunate to have that like insurance system, like national insurance system here, even though it's like more of a socialist country type of policy. It is actually helping us a lot. Wait, let's see. China has been trying to release games, anime, manga, and such to try to duplicate Japan's success in the area. Yeah, they are getting really good though with the anime too. They some of them come here to get trained and then they just go back and do their thing there. And so that I'm like right now, as I keep saying, like Japan, like not in anime industry, I don't think, but in regular like I don't know what kind of genre too, but we have this program, like a national program to basically educate foreigners some skills and technology and so on so that they can boost their levels back in their country. So we help them. But I'm like, why do we keep like releasing our technology or know-hows, like how-to stuff to foreigners? Because it's supposed to be our treasure. It's a but I guess that we are selling that to them so that they become dependent on us. I don't know. But yeah, China, like when I'm a gamer as well, right? Like you know that. And I realized that Chinese gaming technology is getting better and better. Like, yeah. Like Japan is not doing a good job when it comes to things like that. The post-war World II order envisioned in 1945 went out the window the second the ROC lost its UNC to the PRC. Yeah, I agree. It's went out the window. I like that expression because it's funny. Yeah. So true. But I guess that both Japan and the US had the wrong vision or expectation for China, because like we usually when we look at other countries, we usually imagine things based on our values, right? So we both countries thought that if China becomes economically like rich, then they must think like us. Like they will probably think like us, like with the luxury and so on. When people are fed and when they have lots of like urban living, then they must think like they will eventually think like us, and that was false. Who thought? Who would have thought that China would become like the worst version of Nazi Germany? Right? Like some countries compare, Xi Jinping with Hitler and so on. I feel like, of course, like Hitler's like what he did to the Jews is something that we can never tolerate, but what Xi Jinping is doing right now to the people that he has colonized, especially Uyghurs, putting them in concentration camps and using them as their slaves. My husband just yelled because there's a super chat. Oh, super chat, thank you so much. Hi, Yako, just adding that even if Japan is not a Christian country, you capture the Christmas spirit better than much of the West. Really? Here some people say happy holidays because Christ offends them. That's so true. That is so true. In Japan, we can preserve all the good things, good times. Yeah. It's interesting that there is this famous social media account in Japan. It's this young girl's account, but she posts pictures as if she's living in what we call Showa era. So like until the time that I was born. So it's, when is Showa? 1926 to 1989 is Showa era. So like the fashion is more retro and a little bit urban, but like it's still back in the day, right? Like in the 80s until the 80s. So like this girl, gets dressed up like that and take pictures with a back quality pictures and so on to keep I guess that she's fascinated by the old things and she expresses it well using the technology today and so on. And so what I'm trying to say is that like even though it's different, it's a different thing. Like we know how to preserve the old good stuff, I think. So that's, but it's not just her. We just like Japanese people, for example, we have lots of Shinto style festival, and we have festival, and it's interesting. Sorry, the plane. I actually saw the shadows of the plane. Sorry, wait for me a little bit. It's loud. I can't think when there's a big noise. What's this thing? Shinto style. Oh yeah, festivals. So, like, for example, I think that there are even festivals that have been going on for at least like 1,300 years and so on. Because of course it's like a more of a ritual type of festivals, with a shrine and so on, or what we call mikoshi, that artistic thing that you carry with a bunch of guys in line, and there's some big decoration, and they carry that out around in the streets and so on. And we like that sort of like rituals and cultural events. And there was this, especially when the economy began to boost, after the World War II, so like 70s or so, right? Like Japan became more and more like modern and urban. And there was like, when I remember in elementary school learning in class that, oh, this type of like traditional things might end, so like we have to make sure that we have to keep carrying that sort of like traditional events and so on. And I really thought, I used to feel threatened that that sort of events and so on would end, because we were, after the war, like we get more and more westernized, or especially Americanized. So like new concepts, new values, and I used to think that it would wipe away the Japanese way. But the truth is that Japanese people just loves to have fun and like we make everything a fun event. So that's why Japan is very tolerant religiously as well. Like we don't care if it's Christian or Islam or other whatever it is. Like we just celebrate everything. Like we like celebrating whatever. So yeah, that was wrong. Sorry, it was a long reaction, but thank you so much for your super chat. Another super chat, thank you. What are your thoughts on the new Assassin's Creed game with its black samurai Yasuke, who they claim is super important historically in Southern Japan? That's concerning things. Like that was brought up by my viewer a few weeks ago, I think, and I didn't really care about it at first, but I heard that it's based on a book. But the book about Yasuke, was it written by a Korean man? I don't remember well, but I don't know about Yasuke and all that things, but there are claims that it's not actually historically correct, and but it's treated like it is. So then that's a concerning things. Like we don't want, like I what I said on my first reaction was that it's okay if it's a imaginary world, that if it's not based on history and if it's something that people are just fantasizing, then that's good. But if they say like it's based on history and so on, then that's a different problem, different story. So yeah, I'm a little scared about it, I think. Yeah, because soon they will expand that story to say that, Japanese people were black or some sort, right? Because I already see stupid accounts like that on social media claiming that, black Japanese people were black people. I'm like, are you nuts? Huh. They do. But again, like Japanese people preserve our things very well. So the bright side of that is that we have a lot of historical records and documents showing that Japanese people were Japanese people, and even we even have paintings, right? All like people back in the day drew a lot with colors. Everyone is just yellow. Nobody's black. Right, so let's see. Yasuke was never a samurai. He was only a retainer for Oda Nobunaga. Oh, that black guy. I've heard of that black guy. Yes, I heard an anecdote saying that Nobunaga people just washed him massively, thinking that it's just dirt on his skin or something. I don't know if it's true. I've just heard about it on TV before, like in an entertaining program. But that's the guy. I see. Yeah, I don't think he was samurai. I've never heard of that. Interesting. 緑ね。おじいちゃん。青と緑を。そうです。あ、なんか削除してよ、あなた。うん。今なんか押したろMy husband didn't mean to delete your comment. I think he just tapped on it. 指が。His finger just pressed something because I put him as a moderator. それもう一回できるよ。持ってきて。My husband is fixing right now. Sorry. It's just a mistap. It happens. Sorry. だから非表示を変えるってあるでしょ。元に戻せると思うよ。あ、ちょっと待って。I'm sorry. 持ってきてってだけ。どうやってやるんだろう。あ、再表示されましたになってるよ。OK。Sorry. My husband was making some drink for himself. So then his fingers got wet, so like his phone got wet, so he was wiping. Yeah, so sorry. I heard he did English. Hello, Hidetoshi-san. Cool. Playing is louder than usual. The right mix select for the stream. Yes. Like, do you hear this? Am I? At first, I was not. This microphone was not plugged, so maybe. I don't know. Sorry if the quality is bad. The thing is that somehow the planes, they used to, like, they were still flying around here, but recently they just go above my place. It's so loud. But in Okinawa prefecture, by the way, speaking of which, in Okinawa, there are lots of leftists there that are trying to kick out the US military. Why? Because leftists in Japan, like a traditional kind, the leftists are very much against America and very pro-China, especially in Okinawa. They're working so hard, and so they use like retired teachers and so on from teachers union. In America, I believe that they are leftists as well, but here in Japan, our teachers union is very left biased too, and they do political activities too, so like including them, there are other labor unions and so on too, but all these retired people, especially, they are there in Okinawa to do their political activities. And one of the rhetoric that they use is that it's dangerous that US military aircrafts fly over, because sometimes it does, like sometimes they crash or they drop some kind of parts from the plane. So it is actually a problem, but still, like, it doesn't kill people, like, because it's countryside and just dropped in the middle of a rice field or some sort, right? So, but they have the rhetoric like, oh, and it's loud, the sounds of the aircraft of the US are loud and dangerous and blah blah blah. Look at my place, right above my place, planes after plane. And actually, in Fukuoka, there are the Fukuoka airport, like my place, is the busiest airport in Japan. So not Okinawa. So but they use that sort of rhetoric. By the way, JUB8891, are you still with us? Because my husband is very concerned if you're still with us. My husband is still sorry. Yeah, 1000円くれて。Yep. 大丈夫と思うけど。Yeah. It was 37 Celsius here today. Wow. Summer hasn't started good yet. There's proof that the Earth's quarter is shifting to the north equator. That's why it's getting hotter and melting. Yeah, I hear that too. Oh, you're here. 大丈夫です。you were driving and could not type. Oh, I see. Safe drive. Let's see. よかった。Japan has adapted comic books in order to make manga. When I was growing up, there were lots of like comic books that elementary school kids were reading, and but it's like a compilation of lots of different manga in one. So they're thick, like this thick, right? And we would get them at convenience store and so on. And there were certain kind for boys and girls, like different types too. So yeah, good times. When I watch American TV shows, though, especially when they depict like 80s and so on, and they often have that sort of comic books as well. Yoko, in your opinion, does anime have to come from Japan for it to be anime? To me, that makes zero sense because anybody can make anime. A little bit insist that, but it's animation in Japanese style. Oh, that's a difficult thing to say. I personally don't think that, like, I'm on the same page as well, that like anime is just like when Japanese people say anime, it's of course the abbreviation for animation. So, and it's just how it is said in Japanese, animation, anime. And we don't really think of anime as our thing because any country is making that, right? And for example, when we watch Disney's animation, like back in the day, like Cinderella and what is that thing? Can't remember the titles, but like all this Disney thing, like they have a very soft touch, like they move smoothly, and it's really different from us. And I remember being impressed by that with my mother as well too. And we just look at other countries' anime, and we don't look at it like, oh, they're whatever it is. Anime is anime. But yeah, it's odd to see that I feel fortunate that there are lots of Westerners, especially, that fight for Japan, but sometimes what they claim could be delusional, or they just picture Japan as something that it is not. Especially the online type of warriors, like internet warriors, they don't actually know Japan well. So I guess that's something that creates, weird situations. Anyway. Oyoko, can you explain the Lawson's and Mount Fuji situation? Okay, so I don't know which prefecture that is, but there's this place in Japan where you can see Mount Fuji, and there's a what we call convenience store. There's Lawson. The name of the store is Lawson, and it seems that there's a location that you can see Mount Fuji and then Lawson at the bottom, and foreigners somehow like that picture, like they want to take that picture, right? But it's causing a lot of troubles because some foreigners just walk in the road, there are cars going by, and they don't care about our transportation rules, and they just mind their own business, right? Like they just go around just thinking about themselves, and they don't respect the local community, and so they leave garbage and trash as well. Like it's causing a lot of problems to the locals, and so the local people decided to do something about it, and what they came up with was to create this big black screen to block their site. But I think that it was actually low, right? They covered it's across like when you take a picture, so you have a distance, right? Some kind of distance, like there's a road, convenience store, and then on the top there's a mountain. But so like across the street, I think they are taking a picture. So there they have the black screen. But then what happened was that the material isn't good, so they just poke their finger to the black screen because it's just very loose. It's a kilt looking thing, like it's a screen, but still like it's very loose, so with a thread, so you can just kind of open, right? And then they take a picture still. So Japanese people are saying that what I saw on X was that they are supposed to put a big, gigantic black screen on the top of Lawson. So there's Lawson, right? And then there's Mount Fuji. So Japanese people are saying on social media, they are supposed to cover here, not here, because then they can break the screen here. So they have to put something here so that they can't see see Mount Fuji. But yeah, speaking of Mount Fuji, by the way, I don't know where exactly that is either, but there's a street. It's actually named after, being able to see the Mount Fuji. So it's a street, and you can, at the end, you can see. So it's like a traditional, the small stores, one after another, like a market. What I mean is market, right? Market street, and at the end you can see Mount Fuji. And then to the right side of the end of the street, they built, like some company built this modern, very tall buildings. So what happened was that it actually destroys the picture. Everybody is used to seeing the Mount Fuji, right? When they go to the place, but then it's blocking the new building. It's actually like apartment complex. So people are supposed to live in the building, right? Beautiful view, right? Like you can see the Mount Fuji and so on. And they had the permission to build that because they asked the neighborhood if it's okay, and there were no problems. So they built it, and they were supposed to give that mansion to those who were gonna live next month. It was really like ending, right? And then at this stage, the locals from the other side, those who were actually seeing from far away, began saying like, oh, it's actually blocking our views. And even though, like, legally speaking, there's no problem for them, like for those who built that building, they actually, because there are lots of criticism, like they decided to actually tear it down, even though it's a beautiful new building, but it's blocking Mount Fuji for the locals, so they are breaking it down. So yeah, it's really a big deal, Mount Fuji. Yeah. Lawson is my favorite convenience store in Japan. Oh, cool. Giver, thank you. The one in front of Fuji is Fujikawa Guchiko, Yamanashi Prefecture. Oh, cool. Erupt. What is erupt? I forget. Oh, erupt. Yeah, it could. Like it's a living what's it called? Volcano. It could. If that happens, then our Kanto area is gonna die. But same for Mount Aso in Kyushu Island. My place, Fukuoka, is very, very safe right now. Like we don't get typhoons much. Sometimes it does, but it's not as bad as the south part of our island. And we don't get strong earthquakes either. We have plates, but it's not very active. But Mount Fuji, if it goes like, then we are dead. Japan is often depicted as that we are living on volcanoes. Seriously, we get earthquakes and we have volcanoes, and because of that, we have lots of like hot springs and good stuff. But it's very, I think that we are actually fortunate. We're just lucky that the nature has been nice to us. Yeah. Oh, it's been an hour already. Like I enjoy talking to you. So another plane. Sometimes there are not military self-defense forces bases around here too. So sometimes it can actually be self-defense for airplane as well. But this is just ordinary airplane though. I want to fly somewhere too. This year we haven't been to Tokyo yet. Yeah, like just because we don't have things to do there, but yeah. Let's see. Anything that I missed? I guess it's cool. Okay. Suggestion: build a viewing platform, hire people to direct traffic and charge big bucks for it. Yeah. There are security girls and so on, I think there. But just old men, nice looking, like very like they're soft and nice, and they don't look like American security people, like buff, and they could kill people, or not like that. Just Japanese old men standing there guiding, like, oh, you are not supposed to be here, kind of people. So yeah. But it's true that they should build something for the tourists. Yeah, tourists have been a problem here, but some people point out though that especially what we get is a trash problem. Trash and drinking problem. As for trash, it happens everywhere, but like tourists, like they don't take their trash with them. Japanese people. Recently, it's changing, but for the most part, like the majority of Japanese people, we are very, like, we love to stay clean, and even if it's in the public, we make sure that we use things in a clean way, and we don't leave our trash or garbage behind. We take them with us, and at least like we put them in a trash can and so on. But tourists don't care. They just leave things at where they were, and they're basically dirty. And some people point out that in Japan though, that there are no trash cans, and it's true because after the terrorism in Europe, I think that when ISIS was active, like what Japan did was to get rid of trash cans in public, so that they can't put any bombs in trash cans and so on, right? So that's and for Japanese people it works because we, again, like usually we don't leave things behind. We don't leave trash, right? But tourists, they don't care. They're here for a short term anyway, so they don't follow our rules and do whatever they want to do. So that's been a problem. But so some people are saying that we just should install some trash cans again, and also make it like I saw this great suggestion too on X. Actually, this guy was saying that put trash cans again, and because like terrorism, like it's something that we don't have to think about, according to him, because in other countries they have trash cans. But anyway, I put trash cans, and then it make it attached to some kind of machine, I guess, so that when they throw some garbage in, then they get a local coin. So that with a local coin, of course they can consume, right? So that's a win-win situation. So he was talking about stuff like that. I thought it was a brilliant idea, but that would require a lot of budget to do that. But anyway, all right then, son. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry for no super chat today. It's okay. Thank you though. I hope you're doing good. How is your health today? I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. Usually, like when hormone balance goes out of balance, I have a hard time. So like whether like like it's a sunny day, right? Like when it's sunny, I'm feeling great. But when it rains or when it's about to rain, like I can't adjust my inner system well. So like everything goes bad. But anyway. We need Japan to grow its economy again. Let's make the priority. Look at Argentina's turnaround. That's true. I thought that he was a joke, but seems like it's working. That's cool. Yeah, as for Japan, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when it comes to birth rate, by the way, my husband told me an interesting analysis that, like, you know, people are talking about Japan's decline of birth rate, but it seems that married couples have children. And it hasn't, like, there's still a little bit of decline, but it's like 0 point something. So not much of a change. So married couples, they have babies, no problem. So the problem is that there are lots of people now that don't get married. So then they don't have children, usually, right? So the problem really is not really about, you know, having babies, even though the government is pouring their energy into that, you know, giving aids and so on. But the reality is that people are not getting married, and that's the fundamental problem. I didn't know about it. My husband told me a few days ago, and I'm like, oh, that's an eye-opening thing. And as for married couples, as I keep saying, it's the economic situation. They want to have more children. Like, oh, one more. I want to have one more. There are couples like that, but they can't afford it. So then it's an economic problem, right? And as for unmarried people, they're just modern people. I guess that it's not everything is available now. Like whether like you can go out to eat, you can Uber, and we have lots of delicious bento. So you don't really need, you know, and you can work. If you're a guy, then you don't need a girl to cook for them to cook for you and so on. And if you are a girl, you can get a job and work, so you don't really need a man, like a breadwinner, is it called? Because they can make their own money. So that sort of modern people, man. We gotta show how amazing marriage is, I think. It's stupid though that they stay online for all day long and then say that, oh, they can't meet anybody. Yeah, they want to have a girlfriend, boyfriend sort of things, but they can't, they say. But what I see is that they just stay online forever. And of course, you can't make a partner. You can't have a partner online. You have to meet people. Like, what are you doing? You know, like complaining on social media. Like, get out. Anyway, gotta go, man. I gotta go. Marriage crisis. Marriage in crisis. Yes. Good to see you guys talking to each other in the chat. The kami have blessed Japan. The reason why Japanese people are very religious in a way, like foreigners, I mean, Westerners often say that Japanese people are not religious, but it's untrue. We are very religious and we are very spiritual because we have lots of natural disasters, and people back in the day thought that it's that karma and that we must be doing something wrong, so we just apologize, and also we try to be nice to our gods and so on. So that's why. And it's we are living in the consequences. So it really helps that shrines are built on the top of the mountain and so on, like a higher place, so that people can escape there when there's a flood or heavy rain and so on. Yeah. It's all like, people in the past, our ancestors were so smart. So smart. Nowadays, we're just destroying everything that's good. Anyway, they can't meet anyone while playing Call of Duty. They actually do. They actually do. Kids dating their gamer friends. They always break up though. So I don't know why they keep making the same mistakes. Yeah. From a Western point of view, Japan is more spiritual than religious. Yeah, because the thing about Shinto, no, I don't know. Like Shinto is like very much attached to our lifestyle. So it's more of a custom. Like we are religious to our religion, but the religion itself is not really a religion. It's more of a custom. So like before we eat, we do this and itadakimasu, do this, right? Or after we are done with the meal, gosho-sama, right? We always do that. And when somebody dies, we do that and that sort of things. And you can't detach that from our life and all the words and phrases that we use too. It has a lot to do with our religion as well. But yeah, it's just a different kind of religion, I think. So that's why when we lost the war, MacArthur actually banned our religion, Shinto, but it didn't work out because we don't have a Bible, like something that is equal to Bible. Nothing is written. So that's why it's not like when you say like, oh, we are religious, then there must be some kind of rules that we are supposed to follow and so on, some teachings that we are supposed to follow. It's all like there's nothing. Just the fundamental understandings, that we live with the nature and there are gods. Like there are some names of the gods, but it's more of a how to think and perceive. So yeah. Anyway, I could ramble for forever, but Yoko is better than Yoko Ono. Yes, I'm the true Yoko, whatever it means. Recent people Japan is the surveys ask if people were official members of Shrine Association, people worship regularly, or member of an association. Yeah. Yeah, people just don't realize it. We are very religious. People just don't know. Like at the beginning of each year, Japanese people go to shrines and ask our gods to make this year a good one, right? That's a ritual thing to pray. Prayer? Like who are you praying to? But we often do that. People just don't know that they are religious, I think. Anyway, I gotta go. Shinto is kind of like Buddhism without Buddha or the Dalai Lama. Oh, that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, you could say that, I guess. Very complicated country to the U.S., just like the U.S. has many states with many different cultural norms. True. Yeah, it's always interesting when I talk to you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you especially for those who gave me super chat. It really helps. Thank you. And if you want more, make sure to subscribe to this channel and follow me on X too if you haven't. Okay, gotta go. How do I end this stream? Oh, okay. I see the button here. Oh, super chat. Patriotic cash out. Thank you so much. You made my day at the end. Thank you. Have a good day. I will have a good day because of you. Thank you so much. Oh. また20ドル来ました。
Wow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would. Oh yeah. By the way, lastly, I was part of the campaign to ask our leaders, like G7 leaders, to stop China from oppressing the human rights of Tibetans, because Tibetan kids, they are put in a boarding school, and they can't speak Tibetan language there. They're Chinese. The education is all in Chinese, and because of that, they can't speak to their parents. They can't meet them. Even if they do, they can't speak their own language and so forth. So like we have a joint letter with like over 146 organizations worldwide. I think lots of us got together to ask for G7 leaders to work on it. So yeah, I did that recently, by the way. I forgot to mention. Anyway, gotta go. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for the support chat. I hope to see you in a week. Okay. Stay. No, I gotta go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you miss me, I will be most likely live streaming on my gaming channel, Random Yoko Vlog, Vlog. Yeah, it's hard to read English comments while I'm playing, but I still do my best. Thank you, you guys. I'm eating my hair. You guys have a great night as well. See you in a week. Oh yeah, Sumi. YouTuber, critical drinker. Go away now. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay, bye.